Today, I'd like to talk to you about something you may not have ever heard of before. It's many years old, hundreds of years old, and it's in use around you every single day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about preferred numbers. What are preferred numbers? Well, for a lot of us, we'd hope it'd be the Powerball numbers, the jackpot, the millions of dollars we could win to make our lives easy. But no, what the numbers are a preferred series of numbers that reduce the quantity required. What does that mean? Well, I've got some tools from the workshop here, and the reason why I brought it up is that I used it in the design of this engraving clamping block, tooling block for printed circuit boards, that type of thing. I'll do another video about that design, but basically preferred numbers are a series. Now, you would have used resistors, and if you look up your chart, you don't find 95 ohms, 97 ohms, 98 ohms, 99 ohms, 100 ohms. You may say find 100 ohms, and the percentage or the quality of the manufacturer to hit that size is marked in the rings, the different color codes. So for a 10% one, if they say this is 100 ohms, it could be 90 ohms to 110 ohms. So why make a 95 ohm one and a 100 ohm one when the 101 ohm could cover? So you might get a 80 ohm or 82 ohm at 10% would then cover the 90. So they have reduced from the big number of all the ohms to only a few blocks. Then you'll look, if you look up your charts, you'll see the finer tolerances are got shorter gaps in between them, but they still got blocks. And another way you can think of it is, if you've got a milling machine, you would have got yourself a stud set, clamps, screws, nuts, that type of thing, T-nuts. Well, they come maybe 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, etc. Which is great. So you have a big box of all these studs, fantastic. And there's usually 2 sets, or 2 of each, because they're normally on one side, clamping on the other. But let's just say you're one of these lucky people who put your name down, you're heading off to Mars, and you have to take your equipment with you. Well, you could have a whole series there. And think of all the weight. You had all these. But a preferred number system would be, and this is where you would have used it every day of your life, and these guys centuries ago who thought of it didn't even know about the binary system or computers, but it's used in that. I'll explain. You have a 1-inch stud, and we'll say 2-inch stud, and a 3-inch stud. So if you want to go to Mars, you can take those 3. Or you could take a 1 and a 2 and have a joiner. So then your 1 and a 2 then becomes 3. So you don't need 3, but then you need a 4. Now, do you need a 5? No. Why? The 4 and the 1 make 5. How about a 6? No, you don't need a 6. Why? Your 4 and your 2 make your 6. How about a 7-inch? Again, no. Why? Because your 4 and your 2 and your 1 make 7. How about your 8-inch? Yes, you need your 8. Your 9? No. Your 10? No. Your 12? No. Your 13? No. Your 14? No. For one stud set, you need a 1, a 2, a 4 and an 8. 4 and 8 is 12, and 2 is 14, and 1 is 15. Now 5 studs replaces 15 studs. 5 replaces 15. Imagine that weight going to Mars. Imagine the space you have to take up. So that is what a preferred number system is. And early on in engineering, you may have heard what they call a bottle jack. When you're mounting something, it's a bit uneven, you put jacks underneath and they have a little screw on it, they call it a bottle jack, because originally the shape was like a bottle. And that's basically here. So you could have a 1-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch again. So you can have a 1 inch and put another one on to make a 2 inch, or you just have one 2 inch, 1 inch, that becomes 3, then that becomes 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and before you know, you've got a high set of bottle jacks with only a few. And you might say, oh yeah, but you may need 2 of each. Well, if you have a 1 and a 4, you can use the 2 and a 3 as well. So you can have 2 5s. So the combinations also help eliminate the double packs. What benefit is that? Weight, space, cost, time, quite universal. Then you may have something like, say, an inside mic. Inside mic is like a normal micrometer, but it has angles both ends. This is a depth mic, and it's a 1 to 6, so you have a 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch. It takes up a box. But the trouble is, it's difficult sometimes to use the preferred numbers system in your design because of what you're making. But an inside mic, you can screw on the stem on the end of it. So to have a 24 inch inside mic set may only be this long, because you screw them in and they jack up, and the whole set is the addition of all the smaller ones. Depth mic, it won't come in preferred number system, but this is a set of 10 angle block set. These do. Why? You have certain sizes that you need. 45, 30, 60, 90. So if you have a 30 and a 60, you can put them to be a 90. You have half a 30, which is 15. You put a 30 and a 15 together, and you have your 45. So those 4 blocks has covered those main ones. And then you may have the smaller ones for your 1 degrees and your 5 degrees and the 2 degrees, like that. So you have a couple of small ones for the small increments, and then they may be up to 5. Then you have the next one 5 to 10. Then the next one's up higher. So imagine how many angle blocks you need to go from 0 to 90. So that's where they're in use around you in the workshop. How are they in use around everyone else every day? Well, like I said, 1 and 2, but no 3, a 4, but no 5 and 6, or 7 and 8, but no 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but a 16. If you do your computer code, binary, that's what binary code is. Used differently, but it's still a preferred number system. Have this one, I don't need this one, then I add these together. When they don't add together, I add another one, and I add these together, and it moves on. So every day, that was being used. So the guys in the 17th century, 18th century had no idea. So that brings us back to my plate here. Plenty of hand tapped holes in there. This is a standard size copper clad sheet. They come a certain size. When they're new, they're fine, but you might cut a bit off here and cut a bit off there and shorten it. To get it clamped down flat and flush to the minimum height, I decided to make up some clamps. The space between the blocks there is 10mm pitch, just to make it nice and even, nice and easy. So I thought, okay, you might have a block of material that's 100 long, or 99 long, or 94, 92, or 90, etc. So originally I was just going to make up the clamps and put slots in them. But then putting the slots in close to the edge, they're up to 1mm away, would make this very flimsy, easy to break, easy to distort. So then I looked at the preferred number system, and also using a bit of the grey matter. You don't have to put all your holes on one side. It's little effort to spin it around. So there's one at 1mm, next one 2mm, but then with the width of this, you can make, when it swings over, a 4mm and a 5mm, and swing it back, and it can be 8mm or 6mm. So just with your combination, working it out on SolidWorks or Inventor or Fusion, whatever you like, you can do a pattern. And in that way, you maintain the strength of the clamp, you don't make it look completely Swiss cheese, and it's easier to use. So when it's clamped, it fits quite well. But with my design, I've made it a couple of holes less on the width because it moves across. That got me thinking that not many people know about the preferred number system, and I thought I'll let you know, so when you're designing something you can keep it in the back of your mind and may reduce your time to make something, the cost to make something, the volume, the material, many uses. I'll do another video talking about this these engraving plates another time, but I just thought I'd make a quick video today and bring you up to date on what preferred numbers are. So, as always, thanks for watching and catch you next time.